Hello everyone, this is Will K-Mac Vintage coming to you on a Tuesday afternoon. It's 4 o'clock here in Cayman, and I'm making a bunch of ROM Simm programmers, these guys, and I realized I didn't do a video yet on how I make them and what it takes. So I'm here to do that. I've done the ROMs, but I haven't done these, and I've been hammering out these in about 15, 20 minutes a piece. So really not too bad, but I figure let's do a video on it, right? So that we can see how all this goes. So let's go straight to the scope view. And um, first thing I gotta do is I need to make one little modification to the board because it should not have been done during the design, and the new boards will not have this problem, but these do. I need to separate these two pads. Okay, so I'm just gonna separate cut that off in between there. And I just remembered that you may not have focus. So all I'm doing is just separating the little bridge that's there between them. And then the other thing is because this is power, this is D minus, D plus, this is nothing, and this should be ground. Ground should be connected to here, and it's not. So that's the fault that's really in the board. So later on when this is soldered, I'll run a botch wire from here to the actually ground hole. All four of these holes that anchor the USB connection are actually ground. But that's not the first thing that I put on. The first thing I put on this board is the big processor chip. I have flux down, and it's a pretty big chip, as you can see. Okay, so um, I'm just gonna put it down on this, and how I secure it is I do one corner at a time, and then I come to the opposite corner and I secure that. Okay, so I will align these two like this. So I am looking at that corner, and I'm looking at this one to make sure that the legs are centered on the pads. Once they are, I'll just tap that one. I'm not gonna do anything else on this corner. I'm coming to the other side now, and I'm gonna do the same thing. See, I'm just looking at these two, and then I just tap that. Then I'm gonna take this, and I am gonna drag solder it. Okay, that side done. I put a little bit more solder on my tip. And for you to see it, what I mean by drag solder, let me zoom out. And then you can see the whole picture. Okay, so I have that there. I'm just gonna drag this across all of them like actually this. The solder will flow to the pad and to the leg. And off my iron, it will not stick. Even if it forms a bridge, it's fine. I can deal with it. But this is drag soldering. Okay, no bridge. The last side. I mean, this chip with all these legs, it shouldn't be. Do not let it scare you. It's not that hard to put on. As soon as you get the two opposite corners secured, you're fine. Okay, see, I don't have any bridges. Next one I'm going to put on is this little EMS chip that's right here. Hold on one second, folks. I gotta check on one email here. All right, yeah. So we're gonna put on this little actually EMS chip. All it is just protection on the actually USB signal that it doesn't get any spikes. Um, so we just take this chip. That little circle right there represents pin one. Pin one is right here because we see the line right here. It extends the whole thing. This is just a short little line. So this is line one. This is pin one. And again, I just basically tap each three legs. I have solder on my tip. And there we are. That's on there. My next thing now is the USB connector. Because I cut that one leg off, well, because we separated that one pin, I also take an extra step is by I take away this pin 4. Pin 4 is not used for nothing, especially for this need. So I will go and I will cut this off. Okay, and we're going to put a little bit of flux where the USB connection is. Let's bring that into your view. That's right there. Okay, put the connector on. All right, now those four are connected. Now I'm also going to secure it here. This just anchors it well to the board also and grounds everything. All right. Then we have a little switch that has to go in here. So we're going to put that on there. Okay. And where the USB was too, I'm going to fill up these holes from the bottom also. Okay, now those four are filled up. Now, the other little botch wire I need to put is right here with the USB connector. So I'm going to zoom in heavily on this because it's very small, tight work. Okay, I'm going to put some flux where I need to run that botch wire. The botch wire is from pin 5 to the ground shell. So I have a piece of wire here that I keep on using. How is your focus? Your focus is pretty good. Let me see if I can make it a little bit better for you. Okay, so basically it's right here, so I'm heating that up. That's connected well now, and right here to the side, so I'm just gonna heat the hell out of this. Okay, so now that is connected. I'm gonna cut this. There we go. Okay, The next chip is this port replicator. Well, it's GPIO extension. It adds more ports to the MCU, to the microcontroller unit. So, because there's not enough GPIO on the main microcontroller unit itself, so it needs an actually extender. So same thing with this chip now is that it's a very tight fit. Needs a little bit more flux there. Okay, so that chip is now on. Now I have a couple capacitors and a couple resistors to put on. I'm going to put on the capacitors first. So I'm going to put on some flux where they go. It's just 8 capacitors. Okay, I'm gonna drop them on the board, and then we'll get to the soldering of them. So just bear with me here for 1 minute. This is capacitor C1, so I drop that where C1 is gonna go. This is C2 and 3. 2 and 3 are the ones for the crystal. This is 4, 5, 6, and 7. So we'll drop these down where they go. Okay. The last one is C8. Alright, so now we will go to solder them. All I do here really is some solder on my tip, and we start soldering these on. Okay, I'll do one side first, then I'll come back and get the other side. Alright, now, the other reason why I'm pushing to make these ROM Simm programmers right now is because I have them listed on the website to buy. People are starting to buy them. This is the second batch. I'm making 15 this batch. Okay. I got one left up here. Okay, now I'll come and tackle them from the other side. Okay, so that's it for the capacitors. Now I have a couple resistors. I got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Okay, resistors too. I'll put these on and then we'll get to soldering them. So you may not see me put them, you may not see me drop them on the board. I'll try to make it where you can see me dropping them. This is 1, 2. So 1, 2. Those two are right there by the USB, well, by the ESP and USB connection to the chip. And there. This is 3, 4. 3, 4 are for the extender, for the port extender chip. 5 is used by the ISP, is to protect that line. And then 6 and 7 are for the two LEDs. Okay, one of them for one of the LEDs landed on the switch, so we'll go deal with that one first. This is a 180. Same as with these again. I will do. I think this is the other 180. It flew out, yeah. Okay. Okay. Now the last two are the two over here by the USB. Yeah, the board looks nasty right now with a lot of flux all over it, but that will get cleaned off. I give them a brush, a good cleaning, scrubbing, and an IPA bath. Then I also stick them in the ultrasonic cleaner for a bit, and then they get another IPA bath. Then they sit out in the sun and dry. I have 9 boards out in the sun right now. Make sure this is recording, yes. So now we come and tap these down from the other side. The resistors are also done. There, 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 and there. Okay. We have a crystal we need to put on here. So that goes right here. Okay. Oh, I forgot this one. I forgot one resistor that I didn't put on the other side. Okay, that's done now. Okay, so we have two LEDs to put on, one red and one green. The red one is for the power. So we'll drop that by the power. And then we have the green one that is for activity. Okay, you see this little pointer, you see the line that goes up and down right here, and then the pointer on it. The pointer is pointing towards the negative side of the LED. So negative side pointing has to go inside the box. I know where it is also because of that little dot. There's a very small little dot right there. So I know from putting so many of these on, I know how to tell the difference. So red one is on. You see, same thing here. See here, you can see that dot a little bit better. Okay, LED is on. Now I need a 3-pin header. Right now, all I want to do is just anchor one point. Then I'm gonna look at it and loosen it up if I need to adjust it. Okay, that's in good. Now I can come and solder the rest. Okay, then the last thing I need to do is the Simm socket itself needs to get put in. Because the main components we are done with. That's it. I mean, not much else. So I'm gonna, let's give you some better focus here, and myself some better focus. And we're gonna put some solder here. I'm gonna keep it hot, and I'm gonna put pressure on it, align it. I'm trying to get the pins centered. That's about right. I'm gonna come halfway down the middle. I'm gonna do another one here. Keep it hot and put some pressure on it to make sure that is good. Let that get solid. And now I'll come to the end here and do the same thing. Okay, we're good there. Now let's start soldering. I'm going to zoom out a bit more, because this is just repetitive soldering. So we're just going to, yes, I got 64 pins to actually do. And unfortunately, you're going to have to sit here with me while I do them. If you would like to fast forward, do so. All right, we're halfway. Okay, done. The ROM sim has now been made. So we see the sockets on there, the extender, all the capacitors and things that we need for this board, the resistors, crystal, the pin header, switch, LEDs, USB connection, microcontroller, everything is on. That's it. Um, Now I'm gonna switch over to another camera and we're gonna plug this in. Here I am with it. I'm gonna get my programmer. This is the programmer I need to program the chip. And the only thing I have to put on here is the actually bootloader. I don't have to put the firmware right now. So the bootloader, and unfortunately you're not gonna see how I do that because I don't have the setup for that. But I'm just gonna run a command and it doesn't see the chip. Okay, why this time does it not see the chip? Okay, there. Sorry. On the bootloader, I had the power turned off, so it wasn't providing power to the chip. So it wasn't coming up. Now it's coming up. It's fine. It's written. Now it's going to verify. It's reading and it's verifying it already. Then it'll set 3 actually fuses that are in the chip, so it knows how to boot in that. Okay, that's done. Okay. Um, Programming part is done with the bootloader. Now I'm going to connect it to a normal USB for Windows, and it should detect it. There's the beep. And now it's now Windows says setting up device. In the software, I'm gonna flash it. I'm gonna go to advanced and do update firmware. And there I will end up selecting the firmware I want to write to this chip. You need to put in the firmware because right now the chip can't do anything yet. Okay, the programmer can't do anything. It only knows about the um, boot loader. Okay, now it's ready. So I'll program the firmware. That's now in. I will do a electrical test. Communicating. Running test comes back successful. I'm going to turn it off. I'm going to put in a Rominator. And I want to do a chip identity. Identify chips. And there it come up. Oh, I have the wrong chip selected. Identify chips. Okay, there. Now it came up correctly. That's fine. So we're good to go. So that's the making of a ROM Sim programmer. We're done. So if you found this video entertaining or good for you, you liked it, and you want to support me, give a thumbs up. If it wasn't for you, you're welcome to do a thumbs down. Comments appreciated, if anything. Now this will get cleaned and everything else. These are available on our website. Go to actually kmacvintage.com and you can find them there in the shop. This batch is 15 and I think I already sold 3. Well, sorry, 14. I already sold 3. So I've got 11 left. Make sure that you pick yours up. At the time of recording, okay, this is what I have in my inventory. Who knows when you're going to watch this actually video. But anyway, this is done. So please visit my shop and you can find some more things. Visit the shop and take a look. Visit the coffee site and actually read some of the things. And if you want to support the site, you can do a donation or you can buy a product that's there. And anyway, thank you and have a great day, everyone. Bye bye.